So welcome back to the series Meditation for the Modern Mind. This is episode 3, and we are going to learn about a different type of meditation called open awareness. And so this is just learning to rest and being the observer. So the last episode and your invitation to practice last week was to focus your attention on your breath. And the skill involved was noticing when your awareness was drifting from your breath and being able to gently return. So hopefully you had some opportunities for practice and repetition to shift your attention. So today we are going to focus on the fact that you are not your thoughts. You're the awareness in which the thoughts arise. So let's imagine that you're sitting beside a river. Leaves are floating downstream. Some leaves are beautiful. Some are broken. Some catch your attention immediately. And now imagine that every leaf is one of your thoughts. For most of our lives, we don't stand beside the river. We jump in. We're chasing a leaf. Then we're trying to grab on to another leaf. Before we know it, the river is carrying us away. So meditation is not about stopping this natural flow of the river. It's about stepping onto the shore and learning how to watch. So instead of constantly reacting, we're just going to explore a different type of meditation practice, which is called open awareness meditation. So today, we're going to be doing something a little different. Instead of narrowing our attention to just the breath, we are going to allow our awareness to open. There's going to be nothing to hold on to, nothing to push away. Everything becomes part of the meditation. So think about how much energy we spend trying to control our experience. As humans, we are going towards pleasure and away from pain. We want pleasant feelings to stay, and we want uncomfortable feelings to disappear. So we cling, we resist, we argue with reality. But life doesn't ask our permission before it changes. So thoughts appear, emotions arise, sounds happen, our bodies ache, sometimes joy visits, sometimes grief visits. So meditation is not about teaching you how to stop life from happening. It's just teaching us how to meet life as it is. So one of my favorite metaphors is imagine the sky. Clouds drift across it all day long. Some are bright, some are dark, and some become storms. But no matter what passes through, the sky remains open. Awareness is like that. So our thoughts are the clouds, the emotions are the clouds, sensations are the clouds. The problem isn't that clouds appear. The problem is we forget that we're the sky. Sometimes the clouds can block the sky, and it makes it harder to identify with anything other than the cloud. But you're not the storm, even though the storm deserves some compassion. So let's talk about why this matters from a neuroscience perspective. So our brains have a tendency to create stories. And one of the networks involved in this is called the default mode network that we had talked about previously. This network is often active when our minds wonder, reflect on the past, imagine the future, or when we're thinking about ourselves. So there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it's just part of being a human. But the challenge comes when we become completely absorbed in these mental stories without realizing it. So mindfulness can help us notice when we become caught up in a thought rather than simply experiencing it as a thought. Research suggests that experienced meditators often show different patterns of activity and connectivity involving the default mode network and brain regions involved in attention and self-monitoring. Rather than eliminating this self-referential thinking, mindfulness appears to support greater flexibility in how we relate to it. So the goal is not to stop thinking, it's just to become less trapped by our thoughts. So here's an everyday example. Imagine that someone cut you off in traffic. So immediately you get mad. Then a thought, people are so inconsiderate. Then another, this always happens to me. Then another. And before you know it, your entire nervous system has joined the story. So open awareness creates a small space. Instead of instantly becoming the anger, you notice anger is here. Instead of I am angry, that tiny shift doesn't erase the emotion, but it gives you the freedom to choose how you respond. So as in the previous episodes in this series, I want us to practice this together because like I discussed before, practice is part of the learning. So just listening to these skills is not going to help you to practice and to get better with these skills. Everything is difficult until it's not. So if you're a novice in these skills, give yourself some grace and some compassion. It's like a toddler learning how to walk. When they stumble and fall down, we don't ridicule them or think that they're never going to be able to walk. We just encourage them to keep trying and keep practicing. And this is also a skill that is similar to that. You're not automatically going to be great at it at the beginning, and it might seem awkward and uncomfortable. And that is the point, to just keep practicing and to notice all of these things, and it helps you to cultivate better understanding of yourself, to offer yourself more compassion in the moments in life that can be challenging. So let's practice together. I want you to find a comfortable position. I want you to allow your body to settle. And if it feels comfortable in this moment, you can gently close your eyes or just soften your gaze. Take a slow breath in and let it out. And rather than just focusing on one object, just allow your awareness to become wide. So whatever enters your awareness, that is what you focus on. So maybe that's a sound. Maybe you hear your air conditioner, your refrigerator, maybe one of your pets. You can notice the temperature of the air. Maybe you feel cool right now, and maybe you feel warm. You can notice the sensations throughout your body. Maybe you can feel somewhere that has a lot of tension. Maybe some place that is uncomfortable. And maybe even you can notice your heartbeat or your breathing or the feeling of your hands resting. The point of this is just to allow everything to be exactly as it is. If a thought appears, just notice it. You don't have to follow it. It's just like the story with the river and the leaves. Your thoughts are like the leaves. If an emotion arises, maybe you're feeling frustrated, maybe you're feeling bored, maybe you're feeling proud of yourself for doing this practice. Just notice it. You don't have to fix it. You don't have to change it. Just notice. And if a sound interrupts, let it become part of the meditation. That is now where your awareness is that sound. Nothing is outside the practice. Anything and everything is welcome. So you can imagine sitting on the bank of that river. The leaves continue floating by. You don't need to grab them. You don't need to stop them. You just simply watch. You are the observer. Just notice and allow. You can rest in the knowing that awareness itself is already here. And just take a few moments in silence. And whatever enters your awareness, allow it. And now you can gently notice the room around you. You can notice your feet, your hands. You can take another slow breath. Whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes if they were closed. Yeah, and just come back into this moment. And notice how you're feeling now. And maybe that's already even shifted from how you felt during the practice. Most of us spend our lives trying to control our thoughts. But today, I hope that you discovered another possibility. That maybe peace doesn't come from having fewer thoughts. Then maybe it just comes from realizing that we don't have to believe every single one of them. So this week, I would like to invite you to practice one simple question. Whether a difficult thought appears, just pause and ask yourself, can I observe this instead of immediately becoming this? So I want to invite you to continue meeting each moment with awareness, compassion, and curiosity.